Kraken. The Kraken is one of the world's most famous sea monsters, originating in Norwegian and Icelandic folklore during the 13th century. Sailors described an enormous creature so massive its back resembled a small island. Ships that unknowingly anchored on it were dragged underwater as the beast submerged. Other legends claimed it created giant whirlpools that swallowed entire vessels. Historians believe these stories were inspired by sightings of giant squid, which can exceed 40 feet in length, and were rarely seen alive. Over centuries, the Kraken evolved into the iconic giant octopus featured in modern films, books, and games, remaining a symbol of the ocean's mysteries. Leviathan. Leviathan comes from ancient Hebrew scripture, where it is described as a colossal sea serpent, representing chaos and the uncontrollable power of nature. Ancient texts portray it as nearly impossible to defeat, protected by impenetrable scales and sometimes even breathing fire. Throughout history, different cultures imagined Leviathan as a giant crocodile, dragon, or endless serpent surrounding the oceans. Many scholars believe it was symbolic rather than real, reflecting humanity's fear of the unknown sea. Discoveries of massive prehistoric marine fossils may also have inspired later interpretations, making Leviathan one of mythology's most powerful and enduring sea creatures. Nessie the Loch Ness Monster is one of the world's most famous modern legends. Stories date back to the 6th century, but the mystery gained worldwide attention in 1933 after multiple sightings and the famous surgeon's photograph, later exposed as a hoax. Witnesses described a large creature with a long neck moving through Scotland's Loch Ness. Despite sonar scans, underwater searches, and environmental DNA studies, scientists have found no convincing evidence of an unknown giant animal. Most sightings are explained by waves, floating logs, or misidentified wildlife, yet Nessie remains one of history's most captivating unsolved mysteries. Jörmungand. Jörmungand, the Midgard serpent, is a giant sea serpent from Norse mythology and one of Loki's monstrous children. Odin cast the serpent into the ocean surrounding the human world, where it grew until it wrapped around the earth while biting its own tail. According to prophecy, Jörmungandr and Thor were destined to fight during Ragnarok, the Norse apocalypse. Thor would kill the serpent but die moments later from its deadly venom. Historians believe the legend symbolized Scandinavia's dangerous seas and humanity's fear of the endless ocean, making Jörmungandr one of mythology's greatest legendary creatures. Scylla. Scylla was once a beautiful sea nymph before being transformed into a terrifying monster by the witch Circe. Greek mythology describes her with 6 long necks ending in vicious dog-like heads that attacked sailors passing her cave. In Homer's Odyssey, Odysseus sailed close to Scylla to avoid another deadly threat, sacrificing 6 crew members in the process. Historians believe Scylla represented hidden rocks and dangerous coastal cliffs that frequently destroyed ancient ships. Today, her story remains one of mythology's most famous examples of choosing the lesser of 2 unavoidable dangers. Umibozu. Umibozu is a mysterious creature from Japanese folklore, appearing as a giant black humanoid with a bald head resembling a Buddhist monk. Sailors claimed it emerged from calm seas before violent storms suddenly appeared. According to legend, Umibozu demanded a bucket and used it to flood ships unless tricked, with a bucket missing its bottom. Unlike many mythical creatures, it relied on mystery rather than brute force to inspire fear. Historians believe the legend reflected Japan's unpredictable coastal storms and humanity's fear of the unknown, hidden beneath calm ocean waters. Aspidachilone. Aspidachilone was a legendary sea turtle or whale so enormous that sailors mistook its shell for an island. According to medieval stories, exhausted crews landed on its back, built fires, and prepared meals before the creature submerged, dragging everyone into the sea. Appearing in medieval bestiaries, Aspidocalone symbolized deception and the dangers of trusting appearances. Historians suggest the myth may have been inspired by large whales or floating volcanic islands. Regardless of its origin, the legend warned sailors that even the safest-looking places could hide unimaginable danger beneath the surface. Makara is a mythical sea creature from Hindu and Buddhist traditions, serving as the guardian of rivers and oceans rather than a monster. It is usually depicted as a combination of several animals, including a crocodile, elephant, fish, dolphin, and peacock. Makara carried important water deities such as Ganga and Varuna and symbolized strength, prosperity, and fertility. Ancient temples across Asia feature Makara carvings protecting sacred entrances. Historians believe its appearance was inspired by real aquatic animals, making it a unique example of mythology, celebrating the ocean instead of fearing it. Lusca. The Lusca is a legendary sea monster said to inhabit the deep blue holes of the Bahamas. Often described as a giant octopus-shark hybrid, it was blamed for mysterious disappearances of fishermen and divers. Modern scientists believe the dangerous underwater caves, powerful currents, and complex tunnel systems are responsible for these accidents, rather than an unknown creature. However, the darkness and mystery surrounding blue holes continue to fuel the legend. Whether inspired by giant octopuses or fear of the deep ocean, the Lusca remains one of the Caribbean's most enduring mythical sea monsters. Sea monk. The sea monk is one of the strangest creatures in European folklore. During the 16th century, fishermen claimed to have caught a mysterious animal that looked remarkably like a monk wearing a hooded robe. Drawings showed it with a human-like face, fish-like body, and broad fins resembling folded sleeves. Although many believed it was a supernatural creature, modern historians think these sightings were likely misidentified rays, monkfish, or even large squid. The sea monk became a famous example of how unfamiliar marine animals were transformed into myths, proving that fear and imagination often filled the gaps in humanity's understanding of the ocean. Mermaid. Mermaids are among the oldest and most widespread mythical sea creatures, appearing in legends from Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Middle East. Usually portrayed as half human and half fish, they were often believed to possess beautiful voices, capable of luring sailors toward dangerous rocks and storms. While some cultures viewed mermaids as kind protectors of the sea, others feared them as deadly predators or omens of disaster. Historians believe sightings of manatees, dugongs, and other marine mammals may have inspired these legends. Today, mermaids remain one of mythology's most recognizable symbols, appearing in countless books, films, and stories around the world.